take a look at what happened.
Move this here. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair.
Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready.
You ready?
Let me get my shoe.
Okay, let's shoot down. Get the shield.
Watch out.
Wait.
So, first off, I'm pretty sure us, right-wing conspiracy theorists, pretty sure we called this months ago. They're running out of options. They are running out of options. They tried putting him in jail. They're trying to take the Secret Service away if he is put in jail, so that he's killed in jail. Which I believe I heard from somewhere that the Secret Service said that they would, even if that became law, they wouldn't obey. Which is good on them. But, yeah. This is the second assassination attempt. Much closer than the first attempt. But Trump just took one of these to the head. And it just bounced right off. Because he's a badass. And then he stands up. He's such a badass. But very lucky. I feel like, maybe God had something to do with that and just kind of steered that bullet just off. Because these things are moving fast. Very, very fast. Depending on which gun it came out of, somewhere around 3,000 feet per second. I mean, these things got some giddy up. It's like an oversized 22 that's moving very fast. I wonder who the shooter was. Just like the last 3 or 4 or 5 shootings that have happened here in the United States. Leftist. Because they're the ones that are violent. They're all violent. Let's see, I think this is the shooter here.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
Okay. Thomas Matthew Crooks. 20 years old. Graduated from college. That's funny. And look at this.
It's a patrol officer.
Another young kid. Tries to pull a gun from a cop. Nice try. So you know whose fault this shooting is? It would be the left, the school system, and the news. Because all we've been hearing for the last several months is that Trump is a threat to our democracy. They've been just feeding this into people's heads. Over and over and over again. They are responsible for creating these shooters. And then they want to take our guns away.
Dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely 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 dangerous to our democracy.
Honestly, guys, when I saw the title or the headline that Trump was shot, like, dude, my heart started beating. Because I was like, oh no, not right now, not right now. You know, in my mind, I was thinking if Trump was shot and killed, that it would have sparked civil war right away. And there would be hell on the streets today. I mean, I think we dodged a major bullet there. Like, major bullet. And I see a lot of, like, people are saying that it was faked. It's a stunt. I mean, come on. And they're calling us the conspiracy theorists? Like, one person got hit in the head and died. 2 are in critical condition. Why would they risk sending one of these at over 3,000 feet per second past Trump's head for votes? And potentially killing somebody? That is nuts. But, you know, see, here's the thing. Like, I can already see the gun control activists, and they're gonna, we need to ban guns. But see, here's the thing, right? The number one reason we have guns, like, I'm just gonna say it, is so that we can stand up against a tyrannical government and protect ourselves. Right? If they can't stop drugs from coming across the border, they're never gonna stop guns. So if criminals are always going to be able to get guns, then we should be allowed to defend ourselves. And if the criminals have all the guns and they know that we do not, it's going to be open season on us. So taking guns away will never be the answer. Shootings are going to continue to happen until the media, the news, the left stops indoctrinating these poor kids coming out of schools filled with hatred towards capitalism. You know, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I'm going to show you something here. I want to show you how crazy these gun control people are. So the shooter used an AR-15 style rifle, the one who just shot at Trump. So first off, this is a .22 long rifle. And even this little guy, if shot out of the appropriate rifle, can be deadly at 120 yards. This little thing. Right, obviously, if the shooter had, let's say, this .22 revolver here that has a 2-inch barrel, no, probably wouldn't be too deadly at 120 yards if he could even hit the target. This is a .556 NATO round. This is what's used in the AR-15s right here. Essentially, it's a glorified .22 on steroids. So, any bullet, period, can be deadly. Any bullet. So, you see that in diameter, these bullets are almost identical. But this one's a little bit longer. And this is 62 grains. This is 40. This has a copper jacket. This is just lead. This one also happens to have a little piece of steel at the tip. That's why it's green. But they don't all have that. It's just all I could find. Because all the cheaper ammo was wiped off the shelves when I was buying. But this bullet has a lot more giddy up. A lot more giddy up behind it. Versus this little guy. You see the difference in giddy up here? Yeah. This bullet is moving fast. Very, very fast. And when it comes to the AR-15, right, the AR-15 became extremely popular, not because it was the most deadly gun out there. It was because of the free market. You know, it was because of capitalism. It was because of competition. Right? It was an American-made rifle that there was a lot of companies that manufactured parts for it. So you could essentially buy all the parts and put together your own AR-15 rifle for extremely cheap money. Extremely cheap money. I mean, I've heard some people built AR-15s for like $500, $600, $700 or less. I mean, obviously you get the higher end and lower end and whatever, but you could build a pretty inexpensive rifle, right? And that's why they became super popular, and a lot of people had them. A lot of people had them because this is a very versatile little round. This can be used for a lot of different things. You know, it's just a good all-around bullet. And what's crazy is this, or these, because there's two of them. This is an AR-15 magazine with AR-15 bullets. And this AR-15 magazine actually came with this gun. This is a PMag. PMag 10. AR M4. It says it right on it. 5.56 by 45. It literally says AR M4 right there. But this magazine, which holds the same bullets as an AR, the same number of bullets as an AR, and it snaps right into this gun. But I cannot legally own an AR-15 because I'm not allowed to have one. But legally, in my state, I was legally allowed to buy this, which helped me make this. Yeah, how does this make sense? So in my mind, if you understand how an AR-15 is built and how it works, right? You have your grip, your trigger, and then your magazine goes in here in the front. That's where your action and your magazine is up here instead of back here. So the barrel length would essentially start from here forward. So obviously the longer the barrel is, the faster that bullet's going to travel, the more spin it will get, the more accurate it will be, and the further distances out you can shoot. But if you had a 18.5-inch barrel on an AR-15, it would be an extremely long gun. It would be extremely difficult to conceal, period. Right? Because this is a bullpup rifle, the action and magazine goes behind the grip. So the barrel length actually starts from right here. So this is 18.5 inches. So this is a more concealable version. Essentially, yes, it's a different gun. It's a Tavor X95. It's not an AR. But it functions and does the exact same thing. The controls on this gun were actually modeled after an AR-15. With your mag release, the safety. This shoots the same bullets, same number of bullets at the same. It's the same thing as an AR-15. It's just a different name. It's called something else. And I'm legally allowed to own this. See, and here's the thing, right? They've been told and taught that free market capitalism is this big, evil, scary monster that must be defeated. Right? And I understand, because maybe some of these kids, I mean, they're young, so maybe their parents lost their homes in like the 2008 financial crash. They see the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and nothing's being done about it. You know, but everyone keeps voting the same way. The same Democrats that say they're going to tax the rich and give to the poor, but they never do. They just keep taxing the working class. I mean, I see these kids, yeah, they have a reason to be angry. You know? Hell yeah, you should be angry. But not to the point where you come out of these schools with like that kind of hatred running through your veins that you're going to go and try to assassinate the president or a sitting former president. That's insane. Or go and burn people's businesses down, or light things on fire, flip people's cars over. Like, what is going on? And it's not that difficult to go out there and figure it out. What is going on? It's not that hard. It does take a little bit of research. But see, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't want to, and they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to, like, know all of this. You should be able to go to work, do your job, save some money, invest if you feel like. If not, don't. Live your life. Government's supposed to keep us out of wars and protect us. But they're not doing that. They're supposed to uphold and protect the Constitution, which they're also not doing. But instead, what's happening is they've cornered the first piece, the money. They've cornered that. Now money works for them. And now they pull strings and they overheat the economy, and there's all this money flowing and things get really hot. Right? And there's so much going on and it's so fast. Everyone's doing well. But then we get this inflation that starts creeping up, and they got to yank the brake. And it's the people that don't understand, the educated taking advantage of the uneducated, the rich taking advantage of the poor. Right? Then they're forced to sell their homes and liquidate things because, you know, they didn't see it coming. And they shouldn't have to be honest. So I see why these kids are angry. But it sickens me that, like, you know, they going after Trump because of January 6th, saying that he incited that. He incited violence. So you're going to tell me now that Joe Biden, the left, the media, that they did not incite this through their words and actions over the last several months, claiming that Trump is a threat to democracy? You know, and all this crap that they're filling these kids' heads with in school and colleges, and they come out with that much anger and hatred boiling through their veins. So the reason I bring up money in this video is because it's all related. And like I've said many times in my videos before, I was never political. I never cared about politics. You know, it wasn't until COVID where I was just looking at my life going, what is going on here? I'm broke. All I do is work. I've gotten nowhere. You know, I see other people that have houses and that they're doing things and they have things and they're going somewhere and they're doing something. And I look at myself and I'm like, I've done nothing with my life. Nothing. And I'm like, I need to learn money. I need to understand the economy. So I started digging into money. And money alone. Money, the economy. Right? I wanted to know where it came from, where it was going. You know, where we were now. And it leads you. Okay, well, led me from there to to fiat, then to the Federal Reserve and the Treasury. And then you learn about bonds and the economy, and then you see like Republicans and Democrats and, oh, this policy, and they're doing this, and this one's doing that. And then you see John F. Kennedy right? President Kennedy's monetary policy was designed to promote economic growth and stability. Most importantly, he felt that the government should control the supply of national currency and be backed by gold and silver. He says the government should control the money, not big central banks. You notice that? And what happened to him? Took a bullet. Right? What has Trump been saying? You notice he said that he was for Bitcoin. He was for self-custody. Self-custody of your assets. Right? That would be gold and silver as well. That's self-custody. Not holding your money in a bank. And I've even heard of some FBI agents that came forward and said if Trump wins the election, that they're going to flee the country because they're afraid. What exactly do you have to be afraid of? If you've done nothing wrong, then there should be no reason to be afraid. If you've done what you're supposed to do, which you swore an oath to protect and preserve the Constitution of the United States, then you have nothing to fear. But it seems like Trump is trying to kind of... Maybe he's got the same ideas that JFK had. And all of a sudden, bullets are bouncing off his head. You know, I'm still trying to process that bullet, guys, because honestly, like... how close that came and how fast that bullet's going, and if it had been a few inches over, like that could have really, like I would imagine it would look different outside right now if that happened. Like, I don't know, is Trump lucky? Was that God's plan? Was that an angel looking out for him? Was that destiny? Was that fate? What was that? It's definitely history that just happened, for sure. But did that bullet need to hit Trump in the ear to shift things, to shake enough people to say, hey, things have to change because this road that we're heading down it's not going to end well. Like we need actual change. We need people to actually go out and vote. Go out of your way, whatever you need to do. But everyone needs to go out and vote. It's extremely, extremely important. And maybe, just maybe, from there we can work on healing and reuniting the country and undoing all of the damage that's been done by showing them with a robust economy and the money is backed by real things. Gold, silver, and copper, and we don't have these crazy market swings, crashes, booms, busts. You know what I mean? We don't have inflation anymore. The system is fair. Free and fair. You know, I know some people say it's never going to happen. It's always going to be this way. I'd have to hope that you're wrong. I hope people vote for change this time. So I guess in a nutshell, guys, I just don't understand why self-custody of assets, closed borders, lower taxes, and no wars sounds like a threat to democracy. And I'm not against immigration. I think, I have legal immigrants as tenants next door, and they're great, hardworking people, but shocking the system the way they have been creates imbalances with housing and resources. And it only affects the working class and the poor. It does not affect the rich. So the rich will continue to vote the way they vote. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But there's more of us than there is of them. So this should be a very straightforward coming election. And my heart goes out to the families and the people that were, killed or hurt. That really sucks. But anyways, guys, it's so clear to me you know, if you look at all these other fiat currencies around the world, they're all failing, like, in their own special way. But like these central banks, the ones that have been causing these issues, you know, I think they know their time is almost up. I think they know the jig is almost there. I think they know that Trump wants to get rid of the Fed and put the money printing with the U.S. Treasury. And yeah, what are they doing right now? They're buying up gold. They're buying up precious metals at record numbers. Like, almost as if they know they're going to need that. They're going to need that to hold any kind of power. Because that is money. It's always been money. But they're telling us it's not. But they think it's money. That's the funny thing. Right? They want us to have that paper stuff. Meanwhile, they've been caught many times suppressing the price of the metal, fined for it, and they continue to do it. So regardless, you know, quick shameless plug here. If you'd like to support the YouTube channel, I am actively working on opening a copper bullion bar store. Obviously, I'm not selling all of them because I want to stack this stuff for myself as well, but I am going to sell a bunch. You know, because I could use it right now. Going through a little bit of a rough patch. But, yeah, I think regardless, whoever wins the election, whether it's Trump or the Democrats, I don't see this stuff slowing down. I just see nothing but upside. You know, because if you think if Trump actually does do that and puts the Treasury in charge, strips that away from the Fed, and maybe they back the US dollar back to these metals again, or maybe they scrap the dollar and come out with a new dollar. That's possible. You know, just start over, but it's backed. Maybe he gets elected and nothing happens. That's a possibility as well. But we know for sure, if the Democrats get reelected, the central banks will hold their power, for sure, 100%. They will continue to print, inflate, fund wars. And it's not going to get any better. So this is my insurance policy: gold, silver, copper. I think copper is going to become the poor man's silver. But regardless, I see nothing but upside. We're in the beginning stages of a commodity super cycle for the next 10 to 12 years. Like, dude, there's just so many things screaming, hold on to this stuff. You know, it's yours. You hold it. You own it. It has value. Yeah, so I'm working on it, guys. Next couple of weeks, hopefully. But I'm purifying all the copper to 3/9 fine quality. Everything's going to get like these things are going to be nice when they're done. So if you'd like to support the channel, keep an eye out. Store should be up shortly. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. See you in the next one. What in the hell? Nancy Pelosi, what are you doing here? Get out of here.